when I used to do stand-up comedy, I used to say, listen, anyone can get it. What do I mean? Well, it's not racist if you make fun of everybody. But it's racist if it's like, yeah, I don't like Asian people. Well, those Mexicans, well, the Jews. So if you single out a group one way or another, that's where you end up in this. And anyone should be open to criticism. They should be. And one can make the argument that the Jews are a little sensitive to criticism because, they say only the paranoid survive. Jews say, well, the Jews were saying, well, never again. Never again. We're never going to let our entire population almost be slaughtered. Never again. So there is a little sensitivity there. And I would argue, guys, that I'm that guy like, yeah, guys, that was, you can call out Bibi Netanyahu without being anti-Semitic. Just like you could love America and you could still call out Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Like, chill out with that. But there's another group, of extremists in the Islam camp where you cannot criticize them at all, because there's different forms of cancellation. Well, maybe you lose a job, maybe you lose a career, maybe you're blackballed from Hollywood. That could be happening. By the way, in different accounts, cancel culture. In another religion, you say the wrong thing, they will cancel you literally, right? We have this clip from Bill Maher where you were talking about the conversation where, my number one enemy, I had to learn this from reading the book, is extremism. So on one hand, it's extremism, unwilling to compromise, unwilling to reason, say, no, it's this way or nothing. And on the other end, I have the complete opposite of that is just sloppiness. You're sloppy, your life's sloppy, you look sloppy, your money's sloppy, complete sloppiness on one end. Ugh, I can't deal with this. And extremists on the other end, where there's zero room for compromise or zero ability to say, well, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Maybe we can work this out. The extremists in the Islam faith, they're extreme. And when it's time for them to use their extremities, they don't play. And this is the whole concern with jihad and the suicide bombings and the caliphate and Sharia law. You gave this experience right here. One example, I happened to pick it up, of extremists in Iran towards the gay community. I think we have that clip.
Even more gay than you are. It's a little weird.
I mean, I've seen gay people hung from cranes in Iran.
Yeah, I lived there 10 years.
I'm saying.
I know, the biggest comedian, they killed him, they cut his dangle and God put it in his mouth.
Is that right?
Yeah, in Germany at a hotel. But so let me go back to...
They cut his dick off
and put it in his mouth.
That's such a mob thing to do.
That is. You know who did that? The same people a lot of these guys support with Hamas and the Iran-funded, militias that's being created. They did that to that comedian. There's a lot of vicious things that happened during that. But I want to stay on this topic with you.
It's a weird question, but that is extreme, right? And on the other hand, you've also been critical about the Christian community as a Christian because, correct me if I'm wrong, you said I would ask my family to pray for 4 things: wisdom, courage, understanding, and tolerance. But in the last 24 months, you've said, no, we no longer do tolerance anymore. The Christians have become way too tolerant. So extreme. No, not one word will be spoken against whoever or you will die. And the other end is complete tolerance. Yeah, anything goes. Sloppiness matters. In America, we have separation of church of state. Ultimately, as a man of faith, a man who believes in God, I don't think you agree with any of these camps. Extremists or complete, anything's acceptable, no standards, even atheism. What's the best balance that someone should be looking into? Because we've seen the decline in traditional values here, lack of religion, lack of family, lack of community service. What's a good balance to abide by? Where it's not extreme, but it's also, you're not just tolerant of everything.
I think it's that chart at the beginning. Courage, willingness, acceptance, neutrality, reason, love. If you can go through those 6 right there, the courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, you'll have an edge because the ability to reason doesn't mean you agree. You sit there and you look at someone's argument and you say, okay, I hear the argument you're making and I have a different way of looking at this and this is why. Okay, great. No problem. All right, so you agree, you don't agree, we're fine. This is how I see this. Are you willing to reason? Yes. Let's come up with the best possible solution, right? So it's not necessarily compromise. When you're reasoning, you're not compromising, right? It's not about, we have to let's find a happy medium. No, what if your idea is 100% better than mine? What if my idea is 100% better than yours? Why are we compromising for an average idea? So let's just go with the best idea. You know what? Your idea is the best idea. You don't need to compromise with me. Let's just reason and go through it, right? That ability to do is not easy, but long-term for you and your family, you're going to benefit from having that mindset. Look, I was in the middle between my parents, and both sides were arguing when they were divorcing, and the Assyrian side would say, he's an Armenian boy. He's a Boghosian. He's a Boghosian, and the Armenian side would say, he's an Assyrian boy. He's a Bet David. He's a Bet David. I got so sick of it one day. And by the way, here's a weird thing most people don't know about. I have no relationship with my dad's family or my mom's family. None. I told both sides when I was very young, 10, 11 years old, when I was 10 years old, I said, you're not important to me. My mom is, my dad is, my sister is. Everybody else is a second. I'm not trying to be your best friend. My mom matters to me. My dad matters to me. My sister does. Everybody else is secondary. Period. I don't have a relationship with neither side. You guys caused the divorce in the family and constantly pinning them against each other. Not interested in you. Love you guys. Awesome from a distance. Great. Some of the best people that's on my dad's side, they're friends. They're not family. Albert, love that guy. Luther, love that family. These are family friends. They're not family to me, right? I'm closer to those guys than the guys that were blood that try to pin my dad and my mom behind closed doors against each other. I was never a fan of it. So early on, I watched both sides to see who had a point. My mother used to say rich people are greedy. And my dad used to say poor people are lazy. Well, who the hell is right? And you grow up, you're like, was mom right? Rich people are greedy? Or was dad right? Poor people are lazy. Which one is it? And then you kind of like, well, I've met very greedy rich people. So, but not all of them. Actually, a lot of rich people have to give to become rich, because if you don't pay well, the best people won't work for you. If you don't give profit sharing or 401k benefits, they won't stay with you long term. They'll go to, if you don't. So I realized, holy moly, maybe the rich people that you relate to, that maybe they inherited wealth, they didn't create their wealth. Yeah, they can be greedy. It's mathematically impossible to be a billionaire and be highly greedy. Right. It's not possible to do that. So then you're like, well, poor people are lazy. Yeah, I can see how some poor people are lazy. I know a lot of poor people that are not lazy. Nobody taught them about their identity, on thinking bigger, on environment, on not drinking, on changing some of the habits, on not smoking cigarettes, on not doing. Yeah, so, no, and that's not true with everybody there. So then you're able to kind of be having the courage to stay neutral and then willing, and then you're like, yeah, dad is right and mom is right. And then, yeah, this is where I'm going with this. So I think the ability, if you can just follow these guidelines and ask yourself where you are on the left, score yourself on the level of consciousness, and work your way up, you're going to be okay in life.
Number one, I appreciate this conversation, because this is, we're going through taboos of things you can't talk about, politics, money, religion, everything. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to see this. Wow, Pat, well, this. But I don't know if there's anything you've cited more than power versus force since I've been around you all these years. Yours.
It's the proper way of saying.
Why is this so important to you?
Why is it so important to me? Because I had relatives in the shame and guilt and apathy and grief phase, and it is the most toxic, miserable environment to be in.
Are you coming to the Vault? Oh, what's the Vault? You know what the Vault is? The Vault is the ultimate event for entrepreneurs to level up their game and learn from the best in the game. Last year, we had Tom Brady and Mike Tyson, and I said to our CEO, Patrick Bet-David, I said, how are we going to top that? He said, how are we going to top that? How about The Rock? So this year, Patrick Bet-David went out and got Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So he's going to be there along with PBD, the Biz Doc, and me. Yeah, if you want to join us at the Vault Conference, check out thevaultconference.com. It's going down in West Palm Beach, September 4th through 7th. If you want to make more money, improve your business, and expand your network, you have to be at the Vault. We'll see you there. Oh, you like that? Well, if you want to see more of that, check out this clip right here. And if you want even more, check out this clip right here, only on the SOSCAST.